My fourth one will be the essence of my speech of today. Short. There are two elements. First of all, what do we know about the situation now of the countries around the world in line with this agenda or not? So for the Netherlands, we have 3 research reports. One of the government of the Netherlands itself, this one. A second one of OECD, and a third one of the UN. I will start with the third one. This is launched in July of this year on the High-Level Political Forum in New York, the yearly gathering on the SDGs. And this is the report page for the Netherlands. So when we look at the results today, based upon a very complex methodology created by Jeffrey Sachs, Professor Jeffrey Sachs of the Columbia University in New York, with the Bertelsheim Stiftung in Germany. So they did amazing work already to try to capture results, ideas, a sort of, they call it an SDG dashboard index of the world. So you know 192 countries have signed this agreement, and this is the report of 2018, fully online available in all sorts of PDF documents. So of the 193 companies that signed this text, now 156 countries are measured. Out of those 156 countries, I will start with our country. Belgium is on place number 12 for 3 years already. So that means we are in the top 20, and the top 20 is seen as the leading countries to implement this agenda. Holland, where is Holland? Where is the Netherlands? There is a big difference between the results of last year and this year because they changed methodology. And my heart bleeds because last year the Netherlands were on 18 and this year on 11. So presenting now the results in Belgium is a little bit more difficult than last year. So you can see the results. You have the colors. When it's green, you achieve the goal. Luckily, all European countries more or less achieved the goal of poverty. But even for the Netherlands, you see very red elements, and the more red it is, the more bad it is towards this agenda. So what do you see? And this is in line with a lot of wealthy countries in the OECD region. That is problems on sustainable production and consumption. That is problems on climate change, CO2 reduction. That is water management. That's for me a strange one, but okay, this has to do, of course, with the seas, not with the infrastructure the Netherlands built towards the protection of itself towards water. And the 17. And that's a nice one. Well, not that nice. We have the same problem in Belgium. This is, for example, about budget for development cooperation. And also in Belgium, for example, for the first time in years, even in decades, we will be below 0.35% of the BNP, of the national budget. So you know, the goal is in theory 1%. The NGO estimation or campaigning was 0.7%. So that means we are at the half of our expectations. Yeah. I will not go more in depth in this because, strangely enough, the results for the 3 studies, the 3 research on the Netherlands level, OECD level, and UN level are not really in line with each other, based upon different parameters, etc. For Belgium, they are really in line with each other. But you can check when you Google OECD SDGs, the Netherlands, you will find this report. I want to end with the most important thing, this is the level of ambition. When we work on the SDGs, I will go back to this basic slide. We need to define our level of ambition in achieving those goals. When we ask in workshops, people give ideas on initiatives, actions on dealing with sustainability. We have a lot of initiatives in the field of what we call campaigning, sensitizing people. Moral messages. Don't do this, use less plastic, moral. A lot. Our countries, the Netherlands, Belgium, is full of moral messages on what to do and what not to do. So this is one level. It's an important level. Sensitizing people is important. But do we evaluate the results of that sort of campaigns? The week of the bike, a week or 40 days without smoking, etc. We have every month, every week, we have that sort of campaigning days in Flanders that cost a lot of money. Okay, I ask myself, do they add something to what we want to achieve? First level. Second level, ad hoc actions. We are on the work floor, we see, okay, here we don't recycle. Why not? Maybe that's a rather easy thing to do. Ad hoc. We see what happens and we enter with a concrete example. And we have hundreds and thousands of possibilities on the work floor at our university, high school, etc. Third level is putting those initiatives, actions, in a strategic frame. What to do now, what to do next year, what to do in 5 years' time, what to do in 10 years' time, what to do before 2030. That means a strategic plan. That means the concept of materiality enters. Materiality means that you focus first on those things where your possible negative impact towards society, socially, environmentally, is the biggest. But in a lot of cases, I can imagine, Mark, for example, to make this from a renovation perspective, a good building towards energy, it's a struggle, I think. It's an old building, a historic building. Also, Belgium is full of those historical buildings. It's really a struggle.
Wicked problem.
Wicked problem. How to combine the renovation of that sort of buildings and the idea of energy efficiency, savings, CO2, etc. So then you need a plan, a strategy, even a master plan in some cases, okay? And then you need to ask yourself, and the materiality question, where are the biggest issues? For example, for the University of Antwerp, because they are in the city center of Antwerp, mobility is one of the biggest issues because more and more students come by car to the university. They want to enter. They build new parking places because of the competition between universities. So really wicked problems. That's third level. Fourth level, and now we are entering, and I go back to my first slide, the ambition level of this agenda, the level of transformation. That means you start a process in your organization where you will discover, oh, maybe we don't have that sort of expertise in our organization to solve this problem, to go into a holistic approach of sustainability. Maybe we need to collaborate with other groups of society, high school, etc., etc. So here it starts on the level of change management. Maybe we need to change our organogram of our organization. For example, in some local authorities, cities in Flanders, some people that were sustainability managers became now part of the strategic planning group of the local authority. Because everything you do in the field, in your urban design, has a link with this agenda. Change management. Last but not least, transition. This means that you as individual actor, as player in society, as company, as university, as college, etc., want to play a role in changing the society as a whole. Be in the front of the change as niche or as from specific expertise, so that you say our role we need to play is a societal role. It's not only about changing ourselves as an institution. We want, based upon our expertise and network and possibilities and power, change society. This is the start of not transformation, but transition, the transition theory, the multi-level perspective theory, where we say, okay, which role can KIT play towards the city of Amsterdam in changing the paradigm. It's a mental shift, it's a social shift, environmental shift, and a governance shift. Maybe the system of our political parties today are not the best ones to organize that sort of transition. We have elections in 1 month time in Belgium. On local level, we see a lot of civil parties, burgerpartijen, not linked with the classical ideological lines in our society, but people that put themselves together and say, for our municipality, for our city, those are the main things we need to work on. And we will work together with all groups that support that idea. And that's, I think, the main challenge we have for each government, for each actor, on which level we want to play a role. And you need to define this. Last slide is an extra. In Italy, Futerra, they have a very nice campaign, the Sustainable Lifestyle Goals. This is an exercise on reformulate the goals for yourself. Because this is not only a question of institutions, of organizations, this is also a question about you, me, my family, my neighborhood, my youth movement, etc. Okay? This is the translation of groups in Italy. Buy fairly, waste less food, move and smile more, invent smart solutions, donate, volunteer. So this is my last demand, my last offer. Make those SDGs yourself. Our students now at the Antwerp Business School need to have their program on an individual base, privately and towards their future job. Where do I want to make the difference? Where do I want to make the difference? Choose one for your professional life. It's enough, one challenge. It can be on gender, it can be on waste of products, it can be on a lot of topics. Anti-corruption. Follow your heart and your knowledge. Choose one and make the difference. We have 12 years to go. 12 years, okay? So the main question will be, what will be our legacy? What will be our legacy?